why do we have a desire for something that nothing in this world can satisfy? Why do we all have a lover's quarrel with the world? Why do we want more truth, more goodness, more beauty than we ever get? Is it because we're just foolish and spoiled and dissatisfied for no reason at all? There are certain universal desires that come from human nature. Everybody has them. Sexual desire, the desire for peace, the desire to eat and to sleep. It would be very strange if we found some race that had sexual desires but no sex. Or if on some other planet there were creatures that kept getting hungry but didn't have stomachs. All of these universal and natural desires correspond to realities. Some real object that can satisfy the desire. If there's hunger, there's got to be food. And now here is a desire for something that you can't quite define. Call it God, call it heaven, call it perfection, call it infinite goodness, truth, and beauty. But it's there. It's there. It accounts for our dissatisfaction with the littleness of the things that we do get. Why should that be an exception to the rule that every desire corresponds to an existing reality? And this desire has an object that you can't attain or get or grasp or be totally and adequately united to ever in this life. And yet the cultivation of that absence of heaven in this life is so precious that we'd rather have this dissatisfied desire and be satisfied with that dissatisfaction than to have any other desire satisfied. It's not when you lack the good, but when you have the most of it. When you see something very beautiful, you long for infinite beauty. You don't necessarily long for infinite beauty when you see ugliness.
Right.
And when you see something really good, when you meet a saint, you say, wow, God must be even more saintly than that. But when you meet a thoroughly depraved person, you're not thinking about God, you're thinking about the devil.
Yeah, and that's kind of helped me understand the argument from desire more. And I want to ask you, reflecting upon two individuals. So there's Mick Jagger, right? And he has that, that song, "You Can't Get No Satisfaction." Right? And you have that.
And you can't always get what you want.
Exactly. So you have him on the one hand, and then you have a profound thinker, C.S. Lewis, talking about this Sehnsucht. This, are they saying the same thing, or is it slightly different? What would you say?
I don't know, because I don't know the inside of Mick Jagger. He might be simply complaining that he doesn't have enough sex, although that's rather unlikely. I think instead it's the plethora of the sex and the money and the fame and everything else that he's got that opens up that empty space in his heart.
Yes.
This is why atheist writers like Sartre and Camus and Nietzsche are so effective. They're really evangelists. They show the consequences of there being no God.
Yeah.
And it's not satisfying. It's totally dissatisfying.